at home who are calling in. We're switching gears now. We're talking a little bit about critical illness insurance. And before we get into critical illness, I want to ask the difference between critical illness insurance and disability insurance.
Definitely. We could talk about disability, but that would take up an entire show. So disability insurance, basically the difference between the two is that disability insurance is protecting your income, and you actually have to be employed to get disability insurance.
Right.
And the other thing with disability insurance is that it only covers you till age 65, and it's basically a monthly payout that supplements your income if you become injured or sick.
Okay.
And so that's how disability insurance works. Now with critical illness, you don't have to be employed, and it's a lump sum payout. So essentially what will happen is if you get a critical illness, after 30 days, they will pay you a lump sum. And that could be, I mean, that depends on what you decide on. So, you know, what I thought would be interesting is to just look at some of the critical illness statistics out there. It's scary. I mean, I'm not trying to scare people, but the stats are quite scary. So 1 in 3 women will get cancer. 1 in 2 heart attack victims are under 65 years old. 1 in 2.5 men will get cancer, and 1 in 4 Canadians will contract heart disease.
Right.
So these are pretty scary
Realistic,
facts.
scary, but if you look around a room, you know, if there's a room of 10 people,
Yeah.
the numbers are there, right?
I mean, again, going back to my parents, you know, in my early 20s, I never thought my parents would get sick, and my mom ended up getting cancer. My father had a quadruple bypass, all within the same 3 months, and then my father-in-law passed away from cancer, and all 3 in the same family. Now, maybe people are fortunate enough not to see that. In my family, it kind of, you know, it made me kind of wake up and mature very quickly.
Okay, so the 3 primary illnesses or critical illnesses.
Yeah, so the primary illnesses, I mean, you could probably figure them out on your own, but life-threatening cancer, and they put that life-threatening in front of the cancer because it can't be like a malignant cyst, you know, that's cancerous that can be removed by surgery. It's got to be something that's life-threatening, stroke or heart attack. So those are the 3 big ones. I have my little list here. It covers you for Alzheimer's, aortic surgery, brain tumors, blindness, coma, coronary artery bypass. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's basically 24 different critical illnesses, depending on which carrier you go with. Paralysis, Parkinson's, severe burn, stroke. So in the event that you get this critical illness and survive it for a period of 30 days, and so a good question would be, what happens if I don't survive the illness? So if you don't survive the illness, then your life insurance kicks in. Hopefully you took life insurance out. And if you have what's called, and a lot of companies have this built in, I know Empire Life Insurance has it built into their critical illness, it's called the return of premium on death. So if you die before the 30 days, then you'll get reimbursed the whatever you put into the policy.
So when do you take out the critical illness insurance?
Whenever you, as soon as possible. Yeah, the younger you are, the healthier you are. You know, I mean, you don't want to do it when it's too late. Obviously, when you have heart issues or if you've had cancer before, you won't get approved.
Okay.
So you really should take it out. Even if it's a small policy, take it out when, you know, the younger you are, the better it is.
So it'd be good advice to kind of take a look at your family genetics and, you know,
definitely.
If you've got stroke running in your family, you might want to take critical illness insurance out.
And you know, in some cases you may not get approved. If it's some sort of a genetic cancer, they may decline you. I mean, that's left up to the underwriters. But what's nice about the lump sum, getting back to the lump sum, is that it's not something that you specifically have to use towards your critical illness, although I'll give you 3 or 4 reasons what you can use it for. So you get that lump sum, and you can go on and this is very sad to say, but you can go on a last family vacation. You can, I think I jumped there, but we'll talk about home care. So home care is probably the best one. So home care, for example, you can be at home and get somebody to take care of you to make sure that you recuperate from whatever it is you suffered from, whether it's a heart attack or a bypass surgery. Again, my mom and my dad, I wasn't in the insurance business. They didn't have that. They could have used the extra help, right? It was all of us pitching in, and you know, money lost while they had to take time off work, and they didn't get probably the care they should have.
The last vacation we talked about, and another option?
Yeah. A third option is, again, if there's a lineup to get a surgery, and you can't get a surgery in Canada, and you need to go elsewhere because you need that surgery fast, it's imminent, you can, you know, I had a couple, and they traveled to India. And they got a surgery done in India, and they were able to use their critical illness insurance money to do that, which is, you know, it's great.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you can use it really for anything, but, you know, that's, I mean, if it's a terminal illness, You know, it's again a wife who wants to be at home with her husband, and she can't take time off work, but with that money, maybe she can stay and be by bedside her husband unfortunately while he's going to die, and that's obviously what you would want to do with that money.
Okay, we've got a call. We've got Rebecca on the line from Thornhill. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I would just like to say thank you so much for being on the show. Jack has been a really great help to me and my family. And I just had a question regarding critical illness. I just wanted to say, what exactly is the most important thing to consider when looking around and purchasing critical illness for yourself or your family?
Good question.
Yeah, very good question. Thank you very much, Rebecca. The most important thing I would say is you don't want to just look at one carrier right off the bat. You may want to look, and again, dealing with a broker such as myself, you can look at maybe 3 or 4 different life insurance carriers and break it down and kind of, look at the differences between what they offer. Some of their definitions between the carriers are different. Some of the options that they give you, such as what I told you, the return of premium on death, are included, whereas some they'll charge you a little bit extra. Some of what we call return of premium, which is a return of premium, so you're actually paying extra so that you can, if nothing happens, you can get your money back. Some of them offer great return of premium, some of them don't. So that's what you want to kind of pay attention to as a broker who knows the ins and outs of which company to use and which may be better than others.
Okay, so when you're purchasing or when you're shopping around, you're buying life insurance and critical illness insurance?
Excellent. Yeah, I would recommend doing that. I would recommend purchasing both at the same time because you alleviate, number one, what's called policy fees. If you combine the critical illness with a life insurance, you're not paying 2 policy fees. It's not a huge amount, but still, $7 a month over a lifetime can be significant.
For sure.
And the other thing is that you don't have to go through the underwriting twice, right? People hate doing medicals, they hate getting blood work, so why not just go through it once, lock it in while you're young anyway, and stick with that one company and keep both of them combined.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. More in the know when we come back.